Hello, and welcome to again the Global Talk Show by Business Power Academy, Netherlands. And people, today episode will be so much electrifying and so much exhilarating session because today we have an eminent and global personality, Coach MJ Tolan from Orlando. Welcome, Coach MJ Tolan, in our show.
Well, thank you so much for what a great welcome. And I'm looking forward to sharing with your audience today. Thank you so much for having me on.
Well, before we start this lovely, exciting journey with Coach MJ, let me apprise him. Well, he is the host of the Real Mission I Am Possible, American author, speaker, and world-class workshop facilitator. And if I talk about MJ, it will be honor, honorable, and so many adjectives. So let's start, let's begin our journey, and this is going to be the incredible one.
Well, it's going to be interesting being on the other end of the interview side. So please go right ahead. I'm looking forward to it.
Sure. Well, MJ, we know everything about you, but still, we would love to know your incredible journey from you.
Well, okay. So I think if I unpack this, I can say that I was fortunate enough to be the eldest of 8 sons that my mother and father had. We were probably difficult to manage. I would think so. Being a parent now, I can absolutely understand what it would take to try to keep track of 3 kids, 4 kids, much less 8. So my mother, who was a genius at sparking entrepreneurialism, used to put chores on the refrigerator, knowing that full well we could never say we didn't see it because the kids are going to the refrigerator 5 or 6 times a day. And there you would see, mow the lawn, rake the yard, do the dishes, whatever chore you were assigned. And each of the children had a particular chore that was custom tailored to fit them. So by the age of 10, we had all had part-time jobs, whether it was selling door-to-door brushes, donuts, working in the local football stadium at the college level, selling Cokes and hot dogs. We were all doing outdoor jobs, outside jobs, and pretty much in sales. And so this spurred me on later on in life not to be afraid of the word no, because when you're door to door, there's a lot of people who will just close the door or not answer. So there's a lot of fortitude that you have to develop to do jobs like that. And I was lucky to experience that and build muscle as a kid.
Wow, that's really an incredible journey, I must say, MJ. And I'm sure people who are watching us today live, they are going to be so much inspired by your journey, and they are going to implement those principles in their life too. Well, we all know that in everybody's life, whether it's you, me, or anybody, we all had faced challenges in our life. So I would love to know in your life what kind of challenges you have faced and how you have overcome those challenges.
It's very difficult to talk about specific challenges because some of them are really personal. But I can definitely say that just like so many people in your audience, I've been faced with a challenge which looked like a dark door and looked like there was no way out of that door and looked like it was just completely impenetrable. And to follow the title of my podcast and show, it looked like it was totally impossible. And yet somehow through great mentors, I had mentors like Deepak Chopra, where I spent time with him at different retreats. And I studied some of the works of Norman Vincent Peale as earlier, and then later on, Brian Tracy, Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar for sales. Tony Robbins to learn how to do the fire walk. I did all of that, NLP, etc. Because learning, improving is our job. And if we wake up today, just as we were yesterday, we're less than we were yesterday because we got a little bit stale. So learning has always been a part of, or personal improvement has always been a part of my own personal DNA, again, instilled from luckily and fortunately from childhood. But when it comes to, my own journey, I've started before I was 29 years old. I probably started 6 or 7 companies. 6 of those didn't really work very well, but they were great tries. It gave me an education on maybe what to do better the next time. So I've kept going. And that's one of the things that I can say helped me navigate severe adversity, is find a way to keep going no matter what, because you have 2 choices. As some people have said before, you're either growing or dying, and there's no in between. So find some sunlight, find some water, get nourished, feed your mind, and grow.
Wow, this is so, positive vibes, which I'm getting from MJ Tolan right now on this show. And I loved one thing, MJ, when you said about learning. We all say that learning is a continuous process. And as we update our software, so we have to update ourselves from so many technologies, so many trainings. As you said about Tony Robbins, you have coached and you have learned about so many things. So it's really, really great to know that. And of course, your personality, which is spreading positive vibes right now, you are inspiring everyone over here, including me, including my audience, and the live audience too, who are giving me lot of great messages in the chats. That's really great to know that. Well, let me move in my journey ahead with MJ. And I would love to know your background, which is telling me the real mission, I am possible. So please enlighten us what it's all about. I am possible, the real mission.
Yeah, so about that, when we were kids, this really dates us back to the dinosaur days. There was a television show, not a movie. Tom Cruise was nowhere around. And it was this super spy show based on the same thing that you see in the movies. But these guys had like 1 hour to crack the most incredible problem to save someone that was no way they could get there. Everything was totally impossible. And the show was called Mission Impossible, Impossible. And so as I went through my own entrepreneurial journey, quite serendipitously, one day I was doing a sales or customer service training inside Russia back in those days, and with a translator. And I'd asked my translator to order like 25 or 30 pizzas, but I said, make sure you get me a 20% discount. It was just like out of habit, because you're a business person. So you know that every penny you save is 100% profit. So get me that discount. And he turned to me and he goes, it's not possible. I said, what do you mean it's not possible? I just asked you to ask for the discount. Please tell him. No, in my country, not possible. I said, no, come on, bro. Give me the phone. I'll ask him. You translate. So I asked him and they gave me the discount. I said, see? Then I walked up to the whiteboard and I wrote the word impossible. I said, translate that. He goes, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, now I'm going to take a red marker and put an apostrophe between the I and the M. I said, now what does it say? No, different word. Impossible. There you go. And that's what we're talking about. So from there, that ignited a series of motivational seminars that I used to do in so many countries, in Russia and Slovakia and the Czech Republic and the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Dubai, which was my base of operations for over 10 years.
Wow.
So that was really what I was doing. And then when the pandemic hit, there was what was the speaker to do? There was nobody to talk to. So I'd never really heard, honestly, of a podcast, didn't really know what it was all about. But I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and wing it, do my best, go and create my own show based on my own theme that I used to talk about. And I used to bring in then at that point, people who'd overcome incredible adversity. I had Jessica Cox on. She was the first pilot in the world and the only pilot in the world that flies with her feet because she was born without arms. And I had so many other people who've just overcome incredible adversity. So, you come in when you're a kid, you come in with you fall down on your knee and you come in, you say to one of your parents, "Oh, the pain is so big," So, your pain is so big. So you make such a big deal about it. But when you listen to some of the guests I've had on my show, and I'm so blessed and fortunate, you realize that whatever adversity you're going through is this compared to what others have endured. So we are amazing people at the end of the day because we don't really know what we're capable of doing, but we are capable of doing much more than we can imagine or believe. So everyone has the ability to be impossible, and impossible is just simply in the imagination.
Wow, mind blowing, MJ. And I'm totally agree with you to this point that impossible, the word itself says, I am possible. See, when this pandemic hit the world, we have never ever thought that we all people will be squeezed into the laptop. Earlier we used to say no laptop, no mobile, no gadgets, and we were just busy in our world. But after this pandemic, you know, it's the way of your perception, how you take this. In online, so many businesses have flourished. Trust me, in this pandemic, people were there who knows how to take this opportunity and turn it into a golden opportunity. And some people were there, oh, pandemic, depression, they will talk about anxiety, how to pack at home. But there are some positive people like MJ, I must say, who is in the podcast, The Real Mission, I Am Possible. And today it's really possible to get his positive vibes and spread in the world. And that says, the real mission, I am possible. So, wow, wonderful. Hats off to you, MJ, for your great success and the work which you are doing for the society. It's really great, incredible. Let's move on to our journey. I must say, energetic journey with MJ. And I would love to know, MJ, in your life, have you ever experienced that moment which you say, wow, this moment I was waiting for, and this is my wow moment, aha moment. So we would love to know about those moments.
I think probably that's a great question. I think probably when you as you go through a journey, you don't know if you're taking a hike, for example, up a mountain and you stop and you look at a stream, you go, wow, that's the most beautiful view I've ever seen. And then you walk up a bit more and you see a stream, a glacier, and a waterfall. Oh my gosh, that's the most beautiful view I've ever had. So, and you continue your journey. So, of course, my journey's been a lot longer than most, and I've had the opportunity to have a few aha moments. But the one aha moment that I feel I could share with your audience is an aha moment I never ever expected, and those are the ones that really make your give your life a lot more purpose and meaning. I was married, and we still am, but we had a problem with having kids because every time my wife would get pregnant, after 3-4 months, she would lose the baby. And this happened 4 or 5 times. And it's very sad. We went all over the world, to India, to China, to America, and we were living in Beirut. It was just no way. And they found out her eggs were breaking. And so that was the problem. And this went on for 7-8 years. And we were, there's this, and she was so determined. There was just no stopping her. There was no negotiating. And when the last time she told me she was pregnant, I bought her a dog. Why? Because I had to travel. I was starting a new office in another country. And I just wanted to have some emotional support for her because I knew probably it's going to be the same as the other outcomes, which was just very sad. Well, the doctor called me and said, you're going to have twins. And, I wish I could have reached down the phone line and grabbed him by the neck and said, "Are you sure?" So the news was for real. And
Oh,
so we both decided at that time, we were, we had vacation clubs, timeshare real estate enterprises in different countries. I had about 600 employees around the world in the various offices that we had. And I said, we're going to give back. We're going to give back to, because, we had already been planning to go to orphanages and had been and done a few events at orphanages. I said, let's do something really spectacular. So the day before our kids were born, we grabbed 37 orphans from an orphanage in Prague.
wow.
We brought them to the Prague Zoo. We had sponsored a kangaroo. We renamed the kangaroo Boomerang because what you give comes back. And we gave them certificates. They became moms and dads. We knew we couldn't find them parents, so we made them the parents. So they became moms and dads of this kangaroo. And all my staff were there to look after them and celebrate this day, make it just the best day of their life. And from that experience, it lit a spark in all of us. And our time for sharing mission began without any plan. And throughout that journey, we did events in different countries. We broke a world record with 814 kids doing a particular dance. They were in the newspaper. They were so happy. We brought kids to a dolphinarium. We had them adopt a dolphin in Bahrain, 400 kids, same kind of thing. We worked with the nephew of John F. Kennedy, Dr. Timothy Shriver, and hundreds of children from the Special Olympics they brought to Beirut. And we worked in those types of, and then we were honored to be asked by the United Nations if we would go down to southern Lebanon, where they had removed landmines from the disputes between Israel and Lebanon, and ask us if we would plant a tree for every hole that they had. And so we organized, it was a big project, months in the making. We organized 320 volunteers and buses, convoyed down to southern Lebanon. We planted 3,000 trees in a day and built a children's park and erected that in the name of Time for Sharing. And that was a one-day event. That was spectacular. These events and these things that happen, money can't buy. And by the way, we never allowed anyone to donate money to our charity. We're very unusual about that because we wanted them to donate their time. I'd seen people write, here's a check, and they could care less about the cause. No. In our program, we're funding it ourselves, so thank you so much. But if you want to participate, come donate your time. Come spend 4 or 5 hours with kids that really matter, who would just be so honored to be in your presence and have somebody pay attention to them. So that's what we did. And about now, we're celebrating our 22nd anniversary. We've had the privilege and pleasure to make an impact on children's lives. Some of those, are grown up today, right? They were in our first events, back then, and now they probably have kids of their own. So we've crossed over 16,500 children have attended our events in 5 countries. We're doing our annual Christmas event. I'll be doing it virtual from the United States, and our event will be with the Monago family in the Philippines during the Christmas, day before Christmas. So we're still going, and it's still an unbelievable gift in our lives. Time for sharing, for sure.
MJ, when you were telling me this story, it was so touching, and I was getting so many goosebumps. Oh my God, because losing a kid, it's not at all easy for any woman or for any parents. But when you are blessed with twins, it's really, really the gift of God. And even, this feeling, this aha moment, this wow moment will never, ever, can move out of your memory. You will just remember each and every time. And this beautiful feelings will never go out of your mind or heart, because I can sense those, I can feel those feelings, and it's really, really beautiful. And of course, you told me about the orphanage, the people, the kangaroo one was really, really great. So wish you all the best with lot of happiness and lots of aha wow moments to come in millions of wow moments in your life. And blessed to your family too.
Thank you.
Great. Well, we talked about so many things about your challenges, about your mission, about your aha moment. Now, I would love to know what exactly is your plan or mission in the next 5 years.
Yeah, so I like asking people these kind of questions. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, and what's your 10-year plan? For me, I've reached a point in my life where I'm not plateaued, but I'm looking for different types of peaks. And so I'm enjoying writing these days. I'll be working on I am working. I've just got a great gifted editor, Dr. Randy Ward, who's agreed to come in with me and edit this new work. And it will be based on my Mission Impossible journey and stories and people who I've met who've influenced me, etc. So that's something that we're looking forward to having ready in the can by the spring of 2023. And then, of course, as the damdemic has subsided, I'm looking forward to engaging audiences live, going back to my workshops, which I really enjoy, on leadership, on sales communication. I have a whole program called Kung Fu Communications, which covers leadership and sales. And then to be able to address my own keynotes at conferences under the Mission Impossible banner. So that's what I'm looking forward to, and continuing writing and meeting great people and broadcasting just like I'm doing now, and meeting great hosts like yourself.
Oh, thank you so much. And I will say only one thing, the real mission is going to be the real exactly mission. And that day is not far, MJ, when people will say, yes, we just attended the real mission from Coach MJ and he has transformed our life. And we can say that anything in this world is not possible because the word impossible says itself, I am possible. So million wishes, congratulations, and God bless you with your great plans. And one day, just keep your workshop in India too. And we are going to meet offline and get lot of knowledge, and let's learn together. Yeah.
Absolutely. I would enjoy it. I've enjoyed every visit I've had to India because I have been out there several times, and I would look forward to it as things return. Asia is a great wheelhouse of mine. I've really enjoyed the area, whether it would be in Mumbai or New Delhi, or whether it would be even in Goa would be a great retreat. But you've got some beautiful places in your country, and I would really look forward to being invited to go out there and speak.
Great. That would be a surprising moment for every one of us. That's really great. Well, now I would love to request you to give beautiful message to our audience who are waiting eagerly for this moment.
Okay, so I'm just going to pull out my genie here, and I'm going to rub the microphone.
Oh.
Right. And here's what I can share with you, and just take this home with you. Nobody signs up for bad news, and nobody signs up for bad luck. And yet it does visit all of us at the least convenient time in our lives. But you have two choices. You can hold your bag and call it what it is, bad luck and bad timing, or you can sling it aside and say, no matter what, I'm going to use this as a ladder to get to the next level. See it as your gift, and you will be more empowered to win. Blessings.
Wow, and I think this is the beautiful gift today MJ has given us live. And please, my lovely and lively audience, take this gift, accept this gift with gratitude, and follow the same perspective which says, look the brighter side of your life, not the gray side. So once again, thank you so much, heartfelt thanks, Coach MJ Tolan, for coming to our show and sharing your beautiful, incredible, insightful, and inspirational journey with us. Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Namaste. And of course, how can I forget my lovely audience who are loving us, supporting us, motivating us. So keep doing that. Till then, stay happy, hail and hearty. Bye-bye from India.